Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're ranking the best attainable point guards in Season 8 NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. This is a pretty thorough list. There are a lot of cards on here, giving y'all a thorough list of pretty much all the best point guards that you can get for under 500,000 MT or could get for free, I guess, here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Multiple videos a day. I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. I did not include GOAT Dr. J on this tier list, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have. It depends what you consider attainable. Probably later on this season, I will include him on this list, like the next time I do it, once it's been a few weeks of the season. But as of right now, people haven't really gotten this card for free yet. At least not very many of them have. Some grinders have, but most people haven't. That being said, I do think Elgin Baylor's probably a low S tier attainable point guard. The attainable PG position still needs some upgrades. 2K's added some good ones recently, but there are a lot of very mid cards on this list for sure. For example, Chauncey Billups. He's got a pretty good jumper, but he's a 6'3" point guard, and he's just not that complete. There are a lot of cards like Chauncey Billups on this list that are bad point guards. In fact, there are a pretty good amount of cards that I'd say are worse than Chauncey Billups on this list, at least a few. That being said, I do think he's D tier. We might just have a big D tier. We'll see. CJ McCollum, if he was taller, I'd be higher on him, but at 6'3", even with good sigs and a solid jumper, he's just mediocre at best. On this list, he's probably B tier. On a best point guards tier list, he's probably D tier, to be totally honest. Dyson Daniels, he's tall and he's good at defense, and his jumper isn't god awful. He does absolutely nothing off the dribble, like absolutely nothing. I look at this card probably at this point, considering the jumper isn't that great, is probably a C tier card, but the size makes him interesting enough that I think you could maybe argue B if you wanted to. Darren Williams is like a worse CJ McCollum, undersized guard with great sigs, but limited enough defensively and size wise where he is still going to struggle. Ray Allen, I wouldn't put higher than B tier. He just doesn't move that well. He's not atrociously bad. He is a 100 overall, which is nice, but he just doesn't dribble that well. This Reggie Theus is honestly about as mid as it gets for a dark matter point guard, but at least he's tall at 6'6", does provide some value defensively. The bottom couple tiers in this list are going to be a little bit bleak, I think. Mitch Richmond is A tier, solid, really good jump shot, good enough defensively, and I mean 6'5" isn't horrible size. He is at least competitive on the defensive end of the court. Offensively, he moves pretty good. He's got a really nice jumper. I think A tier is fair. Drew Holiday, great defender, got a pretty good jumper, but he is undersized at this point in the year. I'd say he's better than Dyson Daniels, but I don't think he's B tier. Stephon Castle, just like Reggie Theus, is a mediocre dark matter point guard, but he is at least tall and he's good defensively as well. Plus he has Pro 2. His jumper isn't great though, and neither are his sigs. For me, I think he's B tier. Oscar, also B tier. Jumper's okay. Movement is great. He's 6'4" though, which is undersized. Defensively, he is actually going to be pretty good, and his jumper isn't god awful, but like mid to low B, somewhere around there. Lucas A, 6'7", great jumper, like great jumper. The movement is still a bit limited there, but I trust him more defensively than everybody in B tier except for Castle, and I really like his standstill jumper and his dunk animations too. I think you could make the argument for A tier for Luka. Anthony Black is better than Dyson Daniels. I think he's B tier. Pro 2 fade, Curry escape. He's actually got a decent jumper. He's got 95 speed, standing dunk, 3-ball, and quality defense. He's a well-rounded card. I think he's pretty good. Tony Parker's the worst 100 overall point guard in the game, and he might be the worst 100 overall. Well, no, he is the worst 100 overall card. He might be the worst card in the game, damn near. I'm gassing it, obviously, but he's not good at all. For 100 overall, he is absolutely terrible. Easy D tier. Ron Harper, stud, 6'6", great jumper, good defender. He's a very, very good card. I think he's an easy A tier. Denny Avdia is S tier, 6'9", extremely switchable with an absolutely money jumper. One of the best point guards on this list. Without a doubt, he's a dog. De'Aaron Fox, another undersized point guard, but his sigs also stink. He's kind of booty. The only thing that's keeping him from being D tier is the fact that he does have a good jumper. I think he's better than Tony Parker is, but I don't think he's very good. He's definitely C tier. Tyler Hero does nothing for me. Movement-wise, not special. Jump shot-wise, not special. Fade, defense, none of it special. He's average at best. He's C tier. Russ is very similar to CJ McCollum in that he moves awesome and he's fun to use, and he has really good dunk animations too, which is a big plus for Russ. I think he's better than CJ's. Honestly, CJ's definitely a bit lower down in the B tier than Russ is. I think Russ is a stud. I actually kind of like him. His player build's decent too. He's fun to use. Draymond, awesome defensively, kind of a nightmare offensively. Jumper isn't great. He's got no movement. I think he's C tier. Not a big fan of that card in all honesty. Shea is S tier. Shea is absolutely an attainable point guard now. There are more of these 100 overall PGs now that have become more attainable, and I do think Shea is an S tier. He's 6'6", Garland dribble style, Francis size up, solid jumper, Pro 2 fade, good defender, good card. S tier for sure. Ty Jerome, if his jumper was better, he'd be a lot higher, but as is, even though he's 6'5", he's got great sigs, his jumper stinks. Therefore, he is C tier. Cassie Russell is S tier. He might be the best card on this list. I love that Cassie Russell card. He's probably the second best card in this list, but absolute dog, easy S tier to me. I think he's one of the best point guards in my team, especially among the attainable tier. He's my favorite 6'5" and under point guard in the game. Bar all of them, including all the like GOAT Oscar and invincible point guards and stuff. He's my favorite. Mark Price, undersized, not a great slasher. Terribly small, actually. Jumper's okay, movement's okay-ish, but no. Lonzo, at least he's tall with a good jump shot and good defense. He doesn't do much off the dribble. I wouldn't put him S, but I do think he's a solid card. Evan Turner, for an Opal, he's pretty good. 6'6", good defender, good jump shot, a little bit of sigs, at least like halfway. I think B tier is fair. Dominique's another one where it's like Reggie Theus and Stephon Castle. At least he's big. He's not spectacular movement-wise. His jumper's mid, but he's big and he's going to defend pretty good. He's a great athlete. He's at least kind of interesting. Sean Livingston's actually like extra interesting because his jumper's legitimately good. He's a very good defender and he's 6'7". He's better than Theus is. He's better than, well, Castle's close. Castle low-key might have an argument for A tier. Now we're gonna go high B for him. I think Livingston's A tier. He's legitimately solid. Steve Nash, he moves good and his jumper's nice, but his player build's tiny. I don't think he's good. Levine's got no movement and mediocre defense at 6'5", not a fan. Jeff Teague's small and not that great, D tier. Shea is noticeably worse than his 100 overall, but I think you could still give him B tier. He is 6'6", jumper's okay-ish. Doesn't he have his jumper? What speed is the jumper on the All-Star Shea? I haven't used that card in so long that I don't even remember what speed the jumper's at. Is it quick on that card? I truly haven't used that card in so long. I don't remember. I still probably wouldn't prefer to use him at this point. He doesn't have Pro 2 the way that the 100 overall does. He's just kind of okay. At this point, jumper's on quick. The sigs are pretty mid. The 100 overall is a lot better, but he's not completely god-awful atrocious. I think you could still put him B tier, and I think that's an all right spot for him. John Stockton, 6'1". He's D tier. Mike Conley doesn't do enough. I think he's D tier too. Austin Carr, super fun for a pink diamond. He's actually kind of a stud too. He's 6'4". He's actually got really great sigs and a good jump shot. He's a very, very solid card. I think he deserves to be up there. I'm moving Oscar down too because I don't think Oscar's as good as CJ is or as Russ is personally. CJ is like borderline C though, even I'm looking at. Rudy Fernandez is S, 6'6" with a great jumper and great sigs and great slashing and great defense. He's one of the more complete cards in this list. Actually very good. Derek White, 6'4" with mid movement and a fine but not great jumper. He's not doing anything off the dribble. C. Joe Dumars is pretty mid as well. Undersized point guard, just not going to cut at this point. It's D. SGA's Invincible is also S tier. I mean, his 100 overall is S tier. So is his Invincible, of course. The Invincible is one of the best. The Invincible is the best attainable point guard in the game right now. He is a very good card. Can compete at an extremely high level. Alex Caruso, awesome defensively, offensively. He's kind of just there. He's not awful. I think he's B. I think Livingston's B too, to be honest. I'm realizing he's a spot too high, or a tier too high. Booker's 100 overall with a great jumper and a great fade, but and he's got Garland dribble style, but his sigs are underwhelming at best. He is 6'6" though, and he's good defensively. He's got the stats and badges. I think he's A tier. Doug Collins, legitimately good, another low A tier, good jump shot, decent size, good stats and badges, well-rounded. Carter, I think, was very overlooked by a lot of the other stud budget cards in the NBA draft #1 picks drop, but Doug Collins is actually good, and I think he's A tier. 100 overall, Luka is the same card as his Dark Matter. His stats and badges are slightly better, but he plays exactly the same. The animations are exactly the same. He's not S tier, but he is A tier, and that's fair. Zachary Risachet, he's 6'10". That's the only reason he's not lower than B tier. His jumper's not that great. His movement is okay, but not spectacular. But I do think he's enough for like mid B tier. He's fine. Bradley Beal, honestly, pretty good. He's probably about CJ McCollum level as like an undersized, but pretty fun, pretty good animation, short point guard. Not a terrible card there. Monte for a short point guard as well is not terrible, but honestly, he's like 6'2". It's just too small at that point. I think he's D tier. I think D'Lo's B. I don't think he's any better than a CJ or a Brad. His jumper's not that spectacular. Actually, he's one of the worst 100 overall point guards. I think he's probably C. I don't think that D'Lo's very good. Bogut is low-key low A. His size makes him valuable enough to put him A tier. As a 7-footer, the switchability he provides is something you're just not going to get out of almost every other point guard in the game. Scottie Pippen, S tier, 6'8", great defender. great jumper, doesn't do a ton off the dribble, but doesn't need to play his role at a valuable level. Jalen Suggs is 6'4" with decent movement and good defense, but he's not spectacular offensively at all. I think he's C tier. Anthony Edwards, can't stand his jumper, movement isn't good. This 100 overall Ant stinks. I don't think he's D, but I do think he's C. Honestly, if D-Fox isn't D, you know what? I'm being stricter. D-Fox and Ant. I think they're both terrible for 100 overalls. I'm putting them D tier. Manu, 6'6" with pretty good defense and a good jump shot, a little bit of movement. He's not bad. I don't think he's A tier anymore, but he's a pretty solid card. He's mid B, high B maybe. Cade Cunningham, similarly to Lonzo, he's just tall with a good jump shot and good defense, good stats and badges. His jumper's pretty good. He just has no fade and really limited movement, honestly, which is what makes him so mediocre. I don't think he's great. I think he's low A, but I think he can at least be A. Devin Harris is actually not D tier. He's like 6'4", 6. He's actually basically Darren Williams. Good movement, good jump shot. I lied though, he is D tier. He's worse than Darren Williams because he's missing a couple of SIGs. If his SIGs were a little more perfect, maybe he'd be C, but as is, I think he's D. Penny, I can't stand his jumper, but I do value the size, the Garland dribble style, the step escape, and it's not like the jumper's that atrocious. It's just, I don't like Seth Curry upper. I say can't stand, that's an exaggeration. He's low A. He's not bad. I don't love the card though. And then Jaden Ivey, probably C tier as well. Just a mediocre sized, not spectacular point guard, undersized. Like, he's fine. He's not great. And overall, I mean, that's what we have. Basically, everybody C tier and below is pretty mid. A lot of the B tier guys, even I would say, are kind of depending on value, but there's some good A tier and S tier guys here and some very attainable ones as well still. So yeah, let me know what y'all think of this list in the comment section down below. I would love to see 2K soup up the attainable point guards a bit more here over the last couple months of the game. I think there could be a lot of growth to be made still, but I do think we have at least some good ones at the top, and you only need 2. So use guys in S tier, you'll be all right. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.